I imagine I see a few eagles out in the crowd if you guys listen to this podcast as I do. Our school, Anthem Career College, works diligently to open the doors of opportunity for our students. And now, class of 2011, you stand at that door. When you walk through the door, remember success is not measured by your title or how much you have in your bank account. Because just like President Obama said, no matter how much you've done or how successful you've been, there's always more to do, always more to learn, and always more to achieve. First of all, I want to tell you that I'm from a small town in Kentucky, Horse Cave, in fact. My parents were blue-collar workers who taught me the value of hard work. College was not an option for them. My mother's father died when she was 14, and she had to get a job to help make ends meet. My father did manage to graduate high school, but this was during the height of the Vietnam War, and so he had to join the Air Force. When I was born, they were living in a rented trailer. A few months before, my mom had just found out that she was pregnant with me, and my dad had found out that he was laid off. Growing up poor is not easy. My clothes came from yard sales and secondhand stores. I never had the new this or that. But I'm proud to say that my parents worked very hard to make sure that I had a career. So why is what I'm about to share with you important? Because I have overcome great odds, just as many of you in this crowd have today. Most people never earn a degree past their high school diploma. My parents never did, and I imagine many of you say the same thing. So what makes us special, you and I? The two main things that I've found are hard work and a willingness to learn from others. That being said, let me share with you, graduates of 2011, a few of the things that have made the biggest impact on my life. And I believe that if you adopt these strategies for yourself, they may make the biggest difference in yours as well. It's been my own experience that I've never thought of myself as the smartest guy in the room, nor the most talented, but I am a constant learner. I read most every night. The types of books, they vary, but nonetheless, my mission every day is to go to bed a little smarter than I got up that morning. You see, the real value in being a lifelong learner is that over time, the gathering of knowledge, bit by bit and book by book, accumulates. And over a lifetime, that can make quite a difference. You see, as I said earlier, I was born to a lower income family. I, like many others, was the first in my family to ever graduate past high school. And I thank my mother mostly for helping me get through all the obstacles of earning all my different degrees. My mom was an avid reader. And even though we didn't have extra money around the house, she always made sure that there were books to be read. Whether they came from the local library or the bookmobile, there were always books in our house. But more importantly, she led by example. She read. Her actions of reading, coupled with my love of learning, are the most important things that have helped me break the chains of poverty and mediocrity that have plagued my family for generations. Reading gave me exposure to people and places that I could have never met or gotten to see as a poor kid from rural Kentucky. Reading is valuable to you, graduates, because it will help you stand on the shoulders of those who walked before you. It develops your ability to think and to reason. Reading grows your vocabulary in a way that a dictionary never could. It is the foundation to learning, and developing this ability is vital to your success. Every successful person I've come into contact with reads regularly. You may think to yourself, as I've heard from many of my students, that they don't have time to read. Or you may say, I read too slowly. But reading is just like any other muscle. You must use it for it to get stronger. Just like the couch potato, who slowly, over time, becomes a runner, over time, you will become faster at reading. You'll comprehend more, and I promise, reading will become enjoyable. That's the first thing that helped me. Another thing that has helped me gain more knowledge is that I've been blessed with many valuable friends and mentors. Earlier, I said that I've never thought of myself as the smartest guy in the room, and that has been partly by design. If I ever found myself to be the smartest guy in the room, I'd realize that it's time to get some new friends. some smarter ones. But it's even more important to have wise mentors, because let's face it, in this life, it's not always what you know, but who you know. The Merriam-Webster dictionary defines a mentor as a trusted counselor or guide. I define it a bit more simply, as someone you can learn from. The true value I've found in having mentors is that their advice has helped me circle around many of life's pitfalls, like taking a job for the wrong reasons. Mentors have also helped me by lending me a hand whenever I have accidentally fallen into a hole. Take the time I left my job as a financial advisor. I made a personal decision that had hurt my career, but my mentor helped me find a job even though I'd acted so brash. Mentors have helped me highlight some of life's opportunities. These opportunities I may have missed if they had not been there to point them out for me. Take the time I ran for office, political office. A mentor of mine told me about the advantages of running for political office, that you may meet so many people, and even if you lose, which I did, you never know how your smile affected someone when you were knocking on their door asking for their vote. A question I often get about mentorship is, how do you go about getting one? Well, first of all, you must be willing to be mentored. You must be at a place in your life where your mind is like fertile ground, ready to be plowed, open and interested, because mentorship is a two-way street. Sometimes mentorships fall in your lap. You have a manager at work or a teacher at school who takes an interest in you. But what if you aren't that lucky? Well, this is one way I do it. I suggest you place your sights on some successful people. They may be a success in your chosen field that you're graduating with today, or they may just simply be living a life that you'd like to live. Nonetheless, ask that person to lunch. Let them know that you're interested in finding out how they became who they are. But I must warn you, prepare beforehand. You want to make sure you know about the person. Find out if they have a LinkedIn profile, or at least Google them. Know their industry. Know who their competitors are. The key thing here is you don't want to appear to be a beggar and an unknowledgeable one at that. Some people will refuse to help, and some will be unable to help. However, over time you will find that as a whole, you'll be able to build a lasting mentorship with some individuals who will be on your team, wanting and helping you become the success you dream of. The third thing I want to share with you is this. In my life, I've made a lot of mistakes. I was self-centered, and I used the many blessings and gifts that I've been given to live a very selfish lifestyle. And then I found Christ. Or perhaps he found me. The last principle I want to discuss with you came into my life because of this conversion. You see, I've found that honesty truly is the best policy. In Shakespeare's play, Hamlet, Polonius says, "This above all, to thine own self be true." And this makes me wonder, what does it mean to be true? Being true means being honest in all your dealings. Being true means having integrity in life. It means that the person you portray to the world, the person you are, and the person you want to be are all in alignment. Being true is one of the most difficult, yet most rewarding things that you can do in your life. Shakespeare's play Hamlet is all about being true. In this play, Hamlet is the king's son, and he has to decide what decisions he's going to make. And during the whole play, he's asked, should he do this or should he do that? And he fails to make the decisions he needs to make because he is not able to decide what he really stands for. Class of 2011, you have to know what you stand for. You have to stand up for what you believe in. And that is difficult, even in the smallest and simplest of beliefs. Think about the big ones. But it also means that you have to think long and hard about what you're willing to stand up for. It means you have to investigate when you promise to stand up for something. And be ready in a flash to stand up, since the opportunity will appear upon you in the most fleeting of moments. To be true means to know what you are, what skills you have, and what desires you have. so you can do the things that correlate with your own individual nature. Today, on your graduation day, I suggest that you stand before the mirror and you take a good look at yourself. Today is a great day, and I'm sure your life will be filled with many great days like this one, but they will be not as great, and victory will not taste as sweet. Success will not be as dear if you have not been true to yourself, your maker, and the rest of the world. You see, most of the mistakes I've made in life were because I failed at being true. And most of my successes have been a direct result of me staying true. Each one of us has our own story. It does not matter where you start, but what is important is where you end up, and perhaps more importantly, how you got there. And that totally depends upon your choice to be true always, through all difficulties. So be true to God, to yourself, and because of these, others. In your life, there will be disappointments and setbacks. Henry Ford said, "Failure is only an opportunity to begin again, only this time more wisely." Many of life's trials, I believe, are designed for a greater purpose. The roadblocks you run into in life are simply opportunities to take another road. When the Great Recession and financial crisis of 2008 hammered the financial industry, it also hurt my personal business. I took this opportunity to return to school, and now I get to do what I've always dreamed of doing, and that's teach people like yourself to chase down your own dream and to go back and to learn more about business at Anthem College. So the difficulties we face, they make us stronger. They make us stronger in order that we can help those we love, our family, our friends, our neighbors, our students, and even strangers. In closing, I challenge you to read more. I challenge you to get a mentor. And although both of these will serve you well in life, if you truly want to succeed, then try, and keep trying to be true. Congratulations, class of 2011. May God bless each and every one of you. Be true, stay true, always.